Good morning, pals. Welcome back to day 50 of 100 miles, 100 days on a $100 treadmill. I'm Tanya. That's my cat, Jimmy. And I don't even know what we're going to talk about today. I'm just so excited that we're halfway there. So let's take a walk. All right, pals, you ready for this? Let's get ready for the countdown. Come on, everybody, here we go. And let's ramp it up. All right, welcome back to day 50. Woo! Let's see how my editing skills are. We'll put like balloons over here and a churro in my hand. Ears on my head. I don't know. It might not be anything because who knows what my editing skills look like today. Every time you know how it is. I've been talking about it all week. I feel like every day I've learned something new, and then I go to bed thinking that I have no skills whatsoever. So we'll see where we get. But I am super excited that we have hit that 50-mile mark. We've walked for 50 miles, pals. It's crazy. I can't even believe it. I don't know what that is equivalent. We'll have to, put up some maps or something, like, you know how Americans are, how we like to equate things in anything but actual distances. So I'll say, it's like we've traveled 145 giraffes. But yeah, so some of the things I wanted to talk to you about today are just, what has been happening over the past 50 days and what that feels like, what it looks like. I hope that all of you who have been on this journey with me are feeling better. About 10 days ago, I stopped weighing myself because every time I did, I had gained some more weight. And I know that it's, that muscle is denser than fat and all that good stuff. But it was putting me in a place mentally that I wasn't excited. I wasn't excited about getting up and doing this. It was making me have to think about getting myself motivated and why was I doing this? And so I decided that I would stop weighing myself again and just go on how my body feels, how other people are reacting around me, how Chris and I are going out on these hikes outdoors, and how much better shape I'm in, how I'm able to keep up, how I'm able to talk and walk at the same time, and that so many things have improved. And I was letting that weight thing get in my way of my happiness for what I'm accomplishing. And that's just silly. So I stopped doing that. And I hope if there's anything that you guys are doing that is getting in the way of you feeling better about yourself just by doing this with me every day, I hope that you identify what that thing is and just set it down. I don't want you to carry it anymore. I'm not going to carry my thing anymore. And yeah, it's not worth our time. It's not worth our joy. It is not worth our ability to be connected to one another and have community. So that's what I want to impart today, is just that I am proud of you for continuing to do this. And I thank each and every one of you that continues to reach out to me and let me know that you're doing your mile and that you've got people that you're walking with, or animals that you're walking with, or whatever it is that you're doing, and that these videos are doing exactly what I hoped that they would do, which is to create a community. I have friends that reach out to me on a regular basis now that we didn't always have regular communication. And so that kind of stuff is very important to me. And because as we've talked about before, I can put myself in places where I'm just like, and I'm alone and I'm in my house and I'm fine. I've got the cats who I don't need people to talk to. I'm introverted. It's fine. And that's not completely true. I need all of you. So I'm glad you're here. And it just fills my heart to know that you guys are here. So thanks again. And on that note, let's get into some Disney. Let's see what's going on at the parks today. And I'm going to go ahead and open up our Disneyland app. And we're gonna go ahead and do what we did yesterday. And we're gonna look at what lightning lanes look like today, or what the what standby and lightning lanes look like today in Disneyland. The reason we're gonna do this is because tonight, which when you're watching this will be last night, was the first Sweethearts Night. So I just wanted to show you what wait times look like right around that mix point time when a special event is going on. So Disneyland itself is, actually, if we go back just a moment, if we go down to the hours of operation today, you'll see that looks a little bit different. It says that Disneyland is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So they're closing a lot earlier today. And if we click on that, it will take us to the park hours and will show us under Disneyland Park that it's open from 8 to 8. And there's a special ticketed event that happens from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And so what that means is there will be the Sweethearts Nights start tonight, and that everyone who does not have a ticket for that special event needs to be out of the park by 8 p.m. The people who are going to the special event, just like we talked about with Oogie Boogie, you've got lanyards and sometimes wristbands to let the cast members know that you're supposed to be there for that event. If you don't have those things, they politely usher you out of the park. And so with the special ticketed event starting at 9, that means that the people who do have that special ticket can get in 3 hours before the event starts. So they were able to start getting in at 6 o'clock, or they will be able to start getting in at 6 o'clock. So at 5 tonight, when I'm looking at this, let's just go ahead and see what Lightning Lane and the and standbys look like right now, because a lot of times what will happen is people are not interested in being in Disneyland when there's a special ticketed event that night. They're going to be over at DCA instead because they paid full price for a ticket. Okay, so opening up that the tip board for today, just so that we can see lightning lanes and standby lines. You can see that even yesterday when times were way down, today is even more so. Astro Orbiter at 5 minutes, Autopia at 10. Big Thunder Mountain, 10 minutes with a return time of right now. So these are good times to go to the park. If you have a park hopper, the mix-in point on these, like these days in January, February, sometimes they can be really good. Everything is walk-on. There's a couple of things that are shut down or not, they're temporarily closed, but pretty much everything, including Indiana Jones. We talked about that 45-minute wait yesterday, where that's kind of their standard. And it's because, I think we've talked about this before too, but with the Indiana Jones queue, it's actually, I think they say it's a quarter of a mile long. So it takes, sometimes the line just takes that amount of time to get from the outside line to the ride, that it's long and winding inside, so it takes a little bit of time. But 45 minutes is not a bad time, not a bad standby wait on Indiana Jones. Everything else is 5 minutes. Walk-ons, even the Matterhorn is a bit of a walk-on. For the Matterhorn. Smuggler's Run is holding strong at 25 minutes again today. So that is something that I said, we wanted to keep an eye on, just to see what the trend is happening there, as if the closure for refurbishment of Rise of the Resistance is actually driving people toward going on Millennium Falcon, or if it's just driving them out of Galaxy's Edge. So for Millennium Falcon, I would say 25 minutes that's a pretty good standby line for them. So there could be some drive to that ride. Peter Pan and Pinocchio are about normal. Pirates is a walk-on. Roger Rabbit is down low. Even Space Mountain's only at 45 minutes. Sometimes what they'll also do when that mix-in time is coming up, and they know that they're trying to kind of encourage people to leave the park if they don't have the special ticket. So what they'll do is they will post that these wait times are a lot higher than what they actually are. So that's where, if you are interested in riding Space Mountain at that time, when these other things are going on, you've got the 8 o'clock time that you're gonna have to be out of the park. You've got the 6 o'clock time that people are going to be able to be, the special ticketed people are going to be able to come into the park. go put eyes on that queue. If it's short, get in it. Because what they're going to be doing also at this time is trying to push through as many people as they can. It's in Disney's best interest to get you through the queue and out of the park on time. So let's switch over to Disney California, because in theory, they should be a little bit busier because that's where everybody should be heading. And right away, we can see with Mission Breakout, Guardians of the Galaxy is at 55 minutes. So that's a pretty healthy queue with a return time of 6:05. So it's not, I wouldn't say that is like outrageously busy, but it's busier than anything that we just looked at in Disneyland. The swinging gondolas on the Pixar Pal Around, or Mickey's Death Wheel, however you would like to look at that, is at 35 minutes, so that's a little bit high. And yeah, so Soarin' and Toy Story Mania are a little bit up. Web Slingers is a little bit up. So yeah, just as I would expect, is the big ticket, the e-ticket rides in DCA have longer lines tonight than anything in Disneyland. And we'll go ahead and ramp this up a little bit so we can do a little bit of quick time. And while I'm doing some quick time, and you guys can do some quick time as well, we'll go ahead and watch the next segment of those Haunted Mansion ears. So here you go. Okay, pals, we're back at it again. What we're going to do today is take these flowers and we're going to cut them, or remove this felt backing, and then cut these individually so that we can place them in the headband. I think we're probably just going to use one side of this because that's all we're going to need. There's going to be a lot of flowers in here, and we're going to remove a couple of these flowers as well, just so we can intersperse the glowing ones in the right places and on the back as well. So let's go ahead and get started with removing the glue from this guy. First thing I'm going to do is what I showed you before, how we're just going to take the battery pack off so that we don't have to worry about melting anything unnecessarily. And I'm going to go ahead and use my heat gun and melt the glue that's on this felt so that we can remove the flowers from the felt. All right, so that felt has been removed, and now we can see that there is all of the wires are now exposed, so we won't cut through all those wires while we're separating each one of these flowers. So let's go ahead and do that. I've got all those wires kind of stretched out, and now I will go ahead and clip my tiny scissors. I'm going to watch both the front and the back so that I'm not damaging the flower on the front and I'm not damaging the wire on the back, but I'm separating each flower like that. And we can still plug it all back together and see that it all still works. And we'll come back and work on them again tomorrow. All right, there it is, 1 mile. Congratulations, pals. All right, pals, good job. That's one more in the books for 100 miles, 100 days on a $100 treadmill. We've done 50 miles. Let's do 50 more. I'm Tanya. This is my cable puppet, Lila. You've probably seen her in the background before. She's pretty cool. See y'all tomorrow, pals. Bye. Or just the on button again. Keep doing that. Don't want to cut Jimmy out there, but all right. Feel like I'm kind of off to the side. Stay on the treadmill.